Hey, it's David, and welcome back to another episode of the Reddit Story podcast.
Hi. This true story was told to me by an acquaintance, and on her behalf, I will share it with you. I really wanted to share my story with someone. My name is Sarah. I'm 44 years old. I take good care of myself and have a slim figure that attracts the attention of men, even young ones. I receive many offers from admirers. I have been married to my husband for 21 years. We have 2 children. I have always been faithful to him. However, sometimes life becomes monotonous and you want something new. That's when I started paying attention to other men. A few years ago, my husband and I went on a vacation by train, leaving the kids with their grandparents. On the way there, the train was crowded with people, but on the way back, it was almost empty. In the evening, as we were boarding the train, I noticed a handsome man in our compartment. There were several other compartments at the front of the train occupied by couples with children. At the next stop, I decided to step onto the platform as the train had been standing still for some time. My husband was absorbed in reading, and on the top bunk, a handsome young guy in his 30s was sleeping peacefully. As I got up to leave, something caught my eye. I stared at him for a few seconds and realized that I was strongly attracted to him, stronger than I can put into words. But what could I do when my husband was beside me? When I stepped onto the platform, my thoughts were still racing and my hands were shaking slightly from what I'd seen. And then the answer came to me. A kindly elderly gentleman approached me and offered to buy some homemade wine. Knowing that my husband does not tolerate alcohol well and quickly falls asleep when he drinks, I asked if I could buy something stronger. He suggested whiskey, so I decided to buy a bottle of whiskey along with the wine. When I returned, I surprised my husband by offering him dinner and a few drinks. He was taken aback, but didn't refuse. To wake the young man up, I spoke loudly and invited him to join us. He happily agreed, saying he was traveling on a business trip. We ate and drank, and I made sure my husband's glass was always full. He was surprised that I was pouring it for him, as he usually drinks moderately with friends because he gets drunk quickly. Since my husband doesn't smoke, I went out into the lobby with my traveling companion for a smoke break. My traveling companion, whose name was Michael, started flirting with me, and I just couldn't help but reciprocate. When we returned, we found that my husband had already fallen asleep, and we continued to talk and relax. Feeling brave, I called the stranger into the next compartment, pretending I wanted to chat. He understood perfectly what I wanted, and we left together. We returned to our compartment at 3 a.m. My husband, tormented by a hangover, still didn't understand what had happened that morning, but it didn't matter. Sometimes, as they say, it's better to know less and sleep better. It was a really exciting trip for me. When we got home and went into the apartment, my husband immediately fell asleep as he was very tired after the road, which he informed me of. About an hour later, my phone rang, and when I picked it up, I heard a slightly familiar voice. "Hi, it's Michael. How are you?" I fell to the floor, my legs shaking from the unexpected call. "How did you get my phone number?" I asked. "When we were together, you were talking to someone, and then you went out for a smoke and put your phone on the table, and I wrote your number down. And after that call, we met a few more times. He came to visit me in the city. Those were the best days of my life." That's how one train ride can fulfill the dream of a not young woman like me.